The Young and the Restless spoilers. Ian gets shot. Blurted print points to shocking fate at the ranch. Phyllis's secret tumbles. Victor warns Ian, Kyle, and Claire's festivity. Sharon tied up in Jordan's motel room. Nick demands Ian's arrest. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you like our videos, then you can subscribe our channel. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Ian Ward may suppose he's imperishable, but he could be in for a rude awakening thanks to some forthcoming drama at the estate. It looks like Ian could get seriously injured, formerly all his schemes blow up. So let's talk about the chaos that's brewing. On Instagram, Christian LeBlanc participated a post of gratefulness for 2024 and included some prints that were taken over the last time. That post included a snap snapped on set that putatively offers a massive spoiler about what's to come. The blurted print shows Ray Wise with several cast members gathered around him, but his wardrobe is what really got our attention. Wise's sweater appears to have a fake blood stain on the front, so it looks like Ian may soon get shot during an estate showdown. Of course, there aren't any details on who'll pull the detector just yet, but we'll be sure to give you updates as further news becomes available. No matter who's responsible for Ian's bloody stunner, it'll bring some great action to the CBS cleaner. Since everyone was gathered around Wise, it could indicate that they were saying farewell and posing for a farewell snap. Could Ian be a goner once someone pumps a pellet in him? Raquel Bell will be playing an EMT in some forthcoming scenes, so she may do her stylish to save Ian from a grim fate. That said, there are no guarantees, especially when we're dealing with a villain who deserves a grand salutation like Ian. Whatever the case, Ian will land in some peril during all this forthcoming estate fermentation, so youthful and the restless suckers will want to stay tuned. Our prognostications point to Ian ending up in further trouble than he bargained for, so he wouldn't be suitable to avoid a major medical extremity in the not-too-distant future. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some twists and turns are still to come in Ian's instigative plot. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday, January 3rd. Phyllis's secret tumbles. Victor warns Ian, Kyle and Claire's festivity. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, January 3rd reveal that Ian Ward's claims will be proven, so the Newmans will have to accept that he was granted an early captivity release. That won't make any sense to Nick Newman, but he'll still have to give Victor Newman updates on his old foe's return to Genoa City. Naturally, Victor will blow his top and want a chance to defy Ian himself. It won't be long until Victor corners Ian to toss some pitfalls around, but Ian won't be spooked. Although Ian will maintain that he wants to make up for once miscalculations, Victor isn't going to buy his so-called metamorphosis. Since Victor wouldn't believe Ian has turned his life around, he wouldn't want him anywhere near GC. Victor may advise Ian to leave city, or differently, there'll be a steep price to pay. Still, Ian has no intention of going anywhere, so he should stand his ground despite Victor's outburst. Over with Phyllis Summers. Young and the Restless spoilers say she's about to get grilled. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will wonder where Phyllis went after she bailed on the party, so Phyllis may contend she demanded to be alone with her studies. Phyllis will eventually make a concession to Daniel, so that might involve her wrathfulness toward Sharon Newman and the vengeance she's pining. Still, that could leave Daniel concerned once he realizes Sharon is missing. If Phyllis starts discovering vengeance fantasy secrets. Then again, Phyllis might open up about her crash recollections and start to accept that perhaps the real story is indeed more complicated than it seems. As for Sharon, Nick will ultimately get the news that she's dissolved. Since Sharon's vehicle is still hard, Nick will worry about what might have happened to her and may suppose Ian had a hand in it. Of course, Ian formally talked to Jordan about using Phyllis's wild side to their benefit, so a frame-up could be brewing. Phyllis might look like Sharon's kidnapper once the police start probing her exposure. Meanwhile, Claire Newman will meet up with Kyle Abbott for a New Year's festivity. Although Kyle and Claire weren't suitable to partake a night smooch, they'll amend that with a delinquent kiss to protest off 2025 together. Claire and Kyle will face some obstacles that could ruin their relationship down the road, but our prognostications point them roistering in their romantic bliss for now. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle and Claire will embrace the happiness they're feeling in this moment, so stay tuned for some sweet scenes. The Young and the Restless. Thursday, January 2nd. Recap. Sharon tied up in Jordan's motel room. Nick demands Ian's arrest. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Thursday, January 2nd reveals that Mariah Copeland will yell for Ian Ward to get down from Tessa Porter and will assume he did commodity to her. Ian will contend he came to the aid of Mariah's woman, so she'll ask how he knew they were married and if he's stalking them. Once Faith Newman and Nick Newman pop up outside society, they'll realize Ian is back and fly into a rage. Ian will contend that he's a changed man and that he's out of captivity legitimately, but Nick wouldn't buy that news at all. Tessa will eventually realize Warren Masters is actually the cult leader who ruined Mariah's non-age, so she'll be repentant as she recovers from her health extremity. Mariah will contend Tessa couldn't have known and won't condemn her for falling for Ian's manipulation. Still, Ian will argue that he really is a captivity chaplain and that he was simply using another name to avoid the baggage that comes with his real bone. Nick will suppose Ian is just over to his old tricks, so he'll get Faith to call the Bobbies and stay outside with Mariah as well as Tessa. Since Tessa will be feeling better, she'll refuse to let anyone call an ambulance for her. Tessa will agree to see a croaker ultimately, but she'll want to resolve all this Ian drama first. After Tessa quizzes Mariah about her history with Ian, Mariah will admit it's tough to talk about and will flash back to when she woke in a marriage gown later. Ian cured her. Tessa will worry since she showed Ian a picture of Aria Porter Copeland and told him her name. Mariah will contend it'll be okay and will count on Ian to leave now that he's been outed. Once Tessa regrets not being suitable to kiss Mariah at night, Faith will suddenly realize Sharon Newman no way made it to the festivity. In Jordan's motel room, an unconscious Sharon will be tied up on the bed with conduit tape recording over her mouth. Back with Nick, he'll put Ian on full blast for all his old crimes and refuse to forget what he did to the Newmans. Ian will pull out his captivity chaplain identification card at one point, but that won't move Nick that he's telling the verity. Once a police officer arrives, Nick will demand that Ian be arrested. Ian will maintain that he committed no crime and may have indeed saved a life tonight since he helped Tessa with his inhaler. After Ian urges the officer to check with the Captivity Chaplain Association and the Captivity Administration, he'll contend everything can be vindicated. Since Ian will claim he wants to make amends for his once miscalculations, he'll intend on sticking around Genoa City. At the Jazz Chesterfield, Diane Jenkins Abbott will maintain her case to Michael Baldwin, who will forgive her for pretending her marriage was falling piecemeal. Jack Abbott will also partake a cotillion with Lauren Baldwin and ask for kindness when it comes to Diane. Latterly, Lauren will congratulate Diane's teardrop of love choker and feel open to a double date in the future. Coming on Thursday's Young and the Restless occasion, Daniel Romalotti Jr. will entrust in Danny Romalotti about his enterprises regarding Phyllis Summers' wrathfulness and everything Lucy Romalotti is going through too. Daniel will also fret over this whole situation with Sharon, and whether there might be someone differently out there who wants to beget detriment. Although Daniel will worry he might drown in grief before he can make it out of the eye of the storm, Danny will offer consolation. Indeed, when Danny is on stint, he'll pledge Daniel that he'll always be there to hear and that he's only a phone call down. Since Danny won't have to get back out on the road just yet, he'll make plans for some family time with Daniel and Lucy before he goes. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Daniel has some surprises ahead of him as he copes with the loss of Heather Stevens, so we'll pass along further story prognostications and updates on all the chaos. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.